Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth. National Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day, where you're not supposed to take, the little things too seriously. National Inventors Day, for all you inventors. National Make a Friend Day. All right, we could all use that, I think, right? Why don't you go out and make a friend? National Peppermint Patty Day, and not the one from the Peanuts cartoon. It's the minty chocolate treat you're supposed to have today. National Shut-In Visitation Day. For anyone that cannot leave their home and is shut in, you're supposed to go visit. Obviously, during these times, maybe just do it through a window. National White Shirt Day. Now, interesting, it's a long explanation, so not going to go into the whole thing, but it commemorates the day a historic auto worker strike was resolved on February 11th, 1937. And it's National Giving Hearts Day. You're supposed to find a good charity and make sure you give and support those who need it. Some interesting stories from around the world. Did you hear about the 90-year-old guy in California frustrated with his AT&T internet service? Well, he must have a ton of dough. He spent $10,000 to run ads in the Wall Street Journal to complain. One ran in Dallas, where AT&T's headquarters are, and one in New York City, so Wall Street might see it and put pressure on AT&T. And guess what? The president of AT&T, or the spokesperson for AT&T's president, actually acknowledged it and said they would see what they could do to improve service in his areas. I guess, listen, it worked. Is this creepy or really cool? Some guy, by the way, I'm going to go with creepy before I even say it. Some guy just paid homage to his dead uncle by making a guitar out of his skeleton. I guess his uncle was a big rock fan. And he has his uncle's bones, and there's a picture of it, and he built a guitar using the spine, rib cage, pelvis, and some other bones. You know what? I'm going to let that sit there. You figure that out however you like. There is a new dating trend happening. The first thing couples are doing is going to get a rapid COVID test together. That is a first date. The pandemic, really good for the legal weed industry in Colorado. The marijuana industry had its most lucrative year yet, taking in $2.2 billion. A professor in Singapore did a 2-hour lecture before he realized he was muted the whole time. Does he not see people waving their arms or maybe, typing to him in a chat, something? He was muted for 2 hours on a lecture. That is sad. By the way, here's the new CDC advice on masks. Not only to wear two, but to wear one that fits really snug and then a cloth one over it to protect yourself from these new strains of COVID. I know my parents have been double masking when they go out. I see a lot of people, some people in my office, double masking. The CDC has recommended the double mask with the new strains of COVID. Some good stuff to round out your morning. An anonymous person donated $2 million to cover all the salaries of the entire Colorado Symphony Orchestra through the summer. Amazing. Remember we told you about the dog? I think it was a German Shepherd that saved its owner in New Jersey from a stroke after he had a stroke, dragged him over to his phone so he could call 911. They were reunited outside the hospital and loving every minute of it. A woman on Long Island in Bethpage recently got shamed for still having her Christmas lights up. It turned out her dad and aunt both died of COVID last month, and he was the one who put them up, and he loved putting them up and loved spending time with her 2-year-old son. So she just couldn't bring herself to taking them down. So now a bunch of her neighbors are putting their lights back up to support her. That is pretty cool. I like that story. Well done. Actually, I had a friend of mine from Nashville who texted me that story. They saw it online yesterday. And a doctor in Massachusetts, Ben Moore, started a program where hospital workers who are fully vaccinated can sign up to spend time sitting with COVID patients so they don't have to be alone during certain parts of the day. That is a beautiful sentiment, and I hope it takes off in many different hospitals. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.